There's a good reason why you should never doubt Team Heretics, and I think we saw all of that on Fracture. I'm your host, Yingsun, back here with Kakuka and Billy. They had us on the first map. They had us.
They did, you know.
Put the pitchforks away.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I think that they just needed some time to warm up, as we were saying. It was not their map pick, but goddamn, they looked pretty good on that second one. I mean, an 11-1 half, what a way to start a map, especially after the performance that we were seeing in the first one, when sometimes they just looked a little bit lost.
Yeah, I mean, Miniboo took that first loss personally, right? He was absolutely popping off on Fracture here, so it was really nice to see him get back to what we would expect to be his usual form.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I think he heard us, well, you in particular, Bear.
Yeah, it's okay.
I think he heard you, and he decided to just come out and give a lifetime performance.
Yeah, completely iconic.
He's
Round
right.
one, I was watching here with Bill, and I was like, well, that's the same kills that you got in the entire map. And he continued that for the rest of the map. What a black and white performance. What a good way to bounce back. Because actually, this was on the other team. It was actually Click from Gentlemen that ended up on a 3-14 this time around. It's all about the duelists, apparently, with these two teams. But man, oh man, I have to say he was perfectly set up. That has to do with one, Rians in the sky. I agree with me. I'm still not very sold on to that.
Oh my
God. But look at this night and day performance.
Yeah. Honestly, if you don't love Miniboo on his Abyss, you don't deserve him on his Fracture. That's all I'm going to say.
That's based, yeah.
Yeah, it is indeed. But it's not just Miniboo. Like, sorry to interrupt you, like you were saying. The rest of the team, they all stepped up.
Oh, yeah, exactly. What I mean is that C and Boo playing with the Astra, just playing with all these combos. As I was saying, I agree with Mini, maybe with the Breach, I would have liked it a little bit more. But I feel that it's also very comfortable for Rians to just be playing on the sky. And hey, after a performance like we saw on Fracture, okay, I'll get it.
Is it a coincidence, we think, that when you put Boo on the controller and Voot on an initiator, they look like the best team in the world?
I think, again, it just goes back to comfort, right? Because they were comfortable in playing those roles all year. So I think that, yeah, for this, it just felt like they could just go back into what they're used to. They know their protocols when they're playing these types of agents. So, yeah, I think for me, it's just a comfort thing.
I think teams want to have this flexibility that Team Heretics was trying to portray on that first map. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Just because it didn't happen on this official, like, many things can be one-time things that affect today's performance. That doesn't mean that the idea is terrible or that it's not going to work. There has to be a reason behind what we're seeing on camera and behind seeing that change. Will they perpetrate it into other maps? We shall see.
I do wonder also on the other side for Gentlemates, though, when you beat Heretics that dominantly right out the gate, there might be a degree of just like, whoa, we could actually do this. Maybe they're in their heads a little bit there, maybe mentally, because they've never had the experience like this on stage before. They don't know what it's like to be one map up against the best team in the world.
Exactly, and this is the first time that they lose a map. This is also a very important learning experience.
Yeah.
And speaking about learning experiences, they're still on the upper bracket. We know that if they were to lose against Heretics today on this third map, there's still the lower bracket. There's still things that they can do there. Even just having that first map is amazing coming from a team like Gentlemen.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that we can compare these two teams with is resilience, right? Gentlemates, they haven't really been challenged yet so far. You know, that first series that they went into was a clean sweep. So it's nice to see them actually being challenged. And then when you, on the other hand, when you look at Team Heretics, last year, 2024, was a year full of resilience for that team.
It was indeed. Chat are definitely leaning more towards Team Heretics here, and I wouldn't blame you after watching the last map. But the fact of the matter is, Pearl was good for Gentlemates last week. They looked good on it. I think they would be pretty happy, Billy, to end this match on Pearl.
Yeah, I think so. I think that when I consider Apex, though, and then going up against Team Heretics, I don't want to look into that too much, just because obviously Apex is the team that came up from Ascension. Granted, there's been roster changes. Like, in comparison, you can't really like say that, yeah, okay, we could beat Apex 2-0. Like, Team Heretics for me is a completely different ballgame.
Yeah, exactly. And we need to think about also the fact that Team Heretics, since this is their first matchup, we do not know what they're going to be doing on Pearl. We just saw Wood on that Tejo. Maybe they swap some more things around. Again, I would love to see Benji Fishy moving or trying and testing some other Sentinels. I would be very down for that. But of course, let's say the Team Heretics does have the upper hand here just by having that tape already on how Gentlemates played that Pearl the other day. Very passive. I remember that, yes, Click was the one taking most of the risks, but I remember their retakes being as spectacular when they were on the defense.
Yeah, and when it comes to this Pearl, I mean, you're just looking at what agents they played on there already. You have Boo on Cypher Killjoy, and it looks like he is going to be on KO. And it's Rians on... This is what we talked about. They have so many players that could play Tejo.
Yeah, exactly. And now it's Rian's turn. We just saw Woods. I think that there were many things that we can take away from the way that he was playing Fracture, but on Pearl, apparently Wood is going to go back into that Astra, that controller role, and Boo is going to be the one supporting Rians and his brother.
Yeah, I mean, we had already discussed, was this really the right role change for both of them? And you know what, I'm going to stand by the fact that I think that Boo and Mini Boo can have good synergy with these picks. I think that the first map, maybe they just, as you said, needed to kind of warm up to the stage.
Yeah, Mini back on that Killjoy, and it's time to jump into the final map of today with, you guessed it, Mini and Pansy.
Thank you very much. And yeah, final map between these two very one-sided maps to begin with, right? We had Abyss 13-4. Gentlemates look nuts. Okay, Fracture, Heretics showing us it is in their map pool. Now, Pearl, which way does this go? What do you make of the comp from Heretics here? Do you like what we're seeing, or is it leaving you wanting a little more?
I love the fact we're seeing the Teo again.
Cool.
And the Astra with the Teo. They got a different read on the initiators that you play with the Teo. I think that KO to me doesn't strike me as a Teo-heavy kind of initiator, especially on a map like Pearl where the Sova drone is so useful as well. I think there's two routes for me, like the Sova or the Breach, I think, again, are the better options, but, you know, I said that on Fracture and then they won 13, what, like...
Sure, but, you know, we're allowed to theorycraft. It's why you're here.
Yep.
It's, you know, it's not just for the mini sort of thing, you know what I mean? It is... for everything else. But we also got to see Gentlemates here before as well, obviously up against Apex previously, a 13-7 result, and I'm glad the observers were on him for a second there. Robbie had a performance. He was the standout in my eyes who really put this team on the map. Then, of course, we got to know Click. Then we got to start seeing Mini. Then Cadaver and Zip. You know, it was a really comprehensive look. But we wait and see what they look like now.
Looks like a great trap set over here on off the turret contact, maybe flashes in a salvo.
Let's see. There it is. Salvo's gone in. Flash has gone in. There's nowhere to hide here, but Gentlemates still get a 2-for-1 trade until then. Miniboo tips the scales back in favor as Benji gets more interested, gets involved. Robbie held back on 30 HP, gonna need Zipan, and Zipan can't do much at this point. Trying to creep back through, but Benji still waiting. Spike just in front of him, 2 kills, toying with him. He now knows he doesn't overdo too much. He lets the rest take the strain of it. Miniboo comfortable. Nicely handled from Heretics, and a lovely little setup. Feeling almost reminiscent of those small setups there that we were seeing in Fracture, kind of taking contact, little bits of utility sent in motion, and you saw it there. Lovely replay. Thank you for that one. God, EMEA is good at that. Get out of here, North America. You'll never keep up. But genuinely, you can see how oppressive that crunch is.
Yeah, the value from the KO immediately. Like, even though I was kind of giving some shade towards it, I think at least we're seeing those kind of micro plays from it.
Yes. Yeah, you see that value so early. It doesn't, you know, it's not just like a passive piece that they keep there. No, it's actively used. Lovely, lovely stuff. Back into this, though. Looking to buy 2 Bulldogs. SMG, bits and bobs. They could afford to lose 1, maybe 2 at most. You wouldn't really want to go beyond that. Minboo taking the glance towards Mill, just out of art, but that's it.
I think we're going to see this quite a lot from mates. We saw this last time against Apex, was just a lot of A main control. So the early rounds in this game might be a little bit, you know, repetitive, but it's the mid rounds where Robbie BK is going to have to come alive.
Not on the young man's shoulders, not an easy job. But, you know, we'll keep our eyes open. Boo so far, handling Cadaver well.
I like that idea too. Like, I know it's just the eco, but the salvo is being used behind the doors to kind of trap the attackers inside that B-link. I think there's kind of 2 ways we're seeing Tejo being played in these instances. One is like we trap where the attackers are, or you use the salvos behind them and trap them in. And I quite like that approach. Fnatic showed that on their Abyss, and we just saw it there from Heretics too.
And nice seeing a little bit of versatility in it, and as you said, it kind of landing that one for the in-zone flawless here into round 2. Fight back, hopefully going to be coming into this bonus. This is where we get to see the real kind of meat of things get into it, right? This is what we're waiting on. How does Gentlemates shape up on what should be a neutral map, something that's a high pick for Gentlemates and a pick for Heretics as well. So it's like we get a bit of balance here.
Yeah, and something I was thinking about was that we saw mates with a lot of A main control in their previous game, and here you can see Heretics setting up for that, and the Teo salvos could be used behind them in the future to kind of trap them in. But mates, one step ahead, opting towards more a B approach.
This puts the pressure on Miniboo. I mean, the weapon can work. Oh, tough to hit that shot though. Forced off the first angle, waiting with his dash, doesn't get another opportunity. Has to fall a little bit deeper. Does now have support from 2 more players. Rien's coming over, and he does have Benji not too far away.
It's a little bit slow here. I think after that initial contact, we need to send it before we have 3 people on the defense here.
Yeah, the rotations are in, the tags are coming through here. Click's going to find Miniboo, though. Get some safety on the back of the site, but Robbie, with the follow-up, back and forth we go. Still a bonus here. Still a lot of damage done. Rien's is in trouble. He can't get out of it in time. Leaving them now with a man advantage. Plant should be coming in. Does Woot get any opportunity here? Not really. Held back behind that smoke. In position, gets to work a little bit closer forward. It's a little bit of the game away, but we're in the post plant.
It's not a great plant though for mates, so you can't play too far off.
Whoa, Woot's going to find Mini. This is already a great bonus round, and it could get even better as it's down to 1. But Robbie again, the highlight before in this map, and highlight once again, 3 for the man.
Yeah, I kind of wanted mates to kind of go a bit quicker on that exit, but because of the gun disadvantage from Heretics, they couldn't get those shots off on the long range. Great play from Robbie BK, realizing that we can't do anything off site there. Going for an individual play through the smokes. What's that one?
I don't know that one. I don't know that one.
What are we calling that?
You play Dark and Darker.
Dark and Darker.
Yeah.
Yes, I was so bad at it. Those like
it's a rough.
You asked Boaster, but I was so bad.
It reminds me of the little goblin dance. Someone out there will get it. There's one person who's played the game.
That's just for Boaster.
It's just for Boaster. But it looks a little different here. Looking at the attention being drawn towards those doors. A bit of a trade out of the drones. For now, that was the early attempt.
Looks like a game plan shift up from mates. Last time, a lot of A main control from what I remember, and this time, like almost no A main control. So being wary of Heretics' approach on this defense. Maybe they've even kind of realized that the Teo would be quite good at trapping them at A main. But we'll see how it goes as we progress.
Right here.
I quite like this tempo shift though from Gentlemates as well, kind of that early contact towards the doors and then kind of pausing for thought and then going back in towards art. They've at least got step through art, but you can see the Heretics are sat now towards the site.
I would have liked to have seen mates. They dodged the knife, and I thought they'd use that kind of a little bit better. Maybe insert someone in alert. Oh, big shift now towards B lane.
Yeah, the
They've got
pace.
a tiny choke point to go through here. This tower could be big.
Yeah, Miniboo is on the back of the site as well, waiting to see what he can do here. Robbie's gone down. Miniboo again getting more curious. You can see the util now being poured into that choke point. Benji, though, does get a challenge, but Click, no challenge for him apparently. Benji on the follow-up. Oh, and a third. Answers back just right. Heretics with another in-zone flawless. Pushing the scoreline. We're starting to see Heretics warming up here, Mini. They look deadly.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great hold on Heretics, but as I said, deciding to shift the tempo through the smallest choke point, I think, in the game.
Oh my
not a great
God,
thing
I'm
to
the
work, to be
goal!
honest with you. I think there was more in that round that he could have worked with, dodging that knife, and then they kind of threw like a little fake and then just ran down B-Link. I think, yeah, not a choke point that I'd send 4 players through, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's cost them. And you're seeing Benji on 9-1 now. Stark contrast to how we saw them at the start of the game, or this series, should I say. A real pickup. Has to deal with the turret there.
I'm liking the Teo in the center of the map here. It's interesting that he's always ready to use salvos wherever they need them.
Yeah, it does give you some nice versatility, right? There is a decent reach with Tejo, so why not?
Re-clearing middle with his drone was interesting.
And it gives them a lot more comfort in rotations. Maybe now they can kind of put everyone into the right place, kind of play retake on this. As Gentlemates do at least have the plan, Mini-Boo. I mean, this is against Sheriffs. It is up against, I don't even say it ego.
I like that Heretics are happy to give up the site. Like, I get so frustrated watching teams on Pro trying to hold a site to the bitter death when it's quite easy to get a little bit of contact, fall off, get a spam kill, maybe fall off. It's a fairly simple site to retake, especially when you're in advantage or against eco here.
Already seeing very clean affair. Kadabra and Mini, a nice try. But a nice try is not going to be enough here. So, Mini-Boo just going to come in and clean up at the end. All good. Yeah, this is nice stuff. And kind of touching base on what we're seeing, it feels still too early to almost judge, but we've got some big ults here, Mini. I feel like this is a really big round for Gentlemates. If there's going to be a moment for them to try and keep this game from spiraling away, it starts now and it kind of ends now. As silly as that sounds, it feels so definitive in this situation. Because it could just feel like map 2 again. It could just feel like Fracture diffing them like this. And there was a lot of expectation quietly on Gentlemates. A lot of people seeing them as a real potential challenger, maybe not towards the top 3 or top 2. But around that top 5, they could be the dark horse to come in. Timeout coming in now. I think the weight of this round is clear, and they've got some big ults here, and they're only 1 away from, I think, clicks, 2 away from the divide. Plenty on the horizon.
I think even Heretics might have been one of those teams giving this team props. So it's good to see. Yeah, ults, like this is another, they need to take this timeout, but again, Neil and Weber, the kind of coaches that I try to avoid the timeouts from when we have big ults, because I don't want them to kind of unpick. I don't want them to remind them of their preparation.
Yes.
You know, they know that, you know, when we got a server ult, we might do this, and they're going to kind of adjust towards that. But is a timeout necessary given the context of the momentum shift?
They've got Boo's ult for themselves, and I think it's actually, yeah, Mini-Boo's one off from his too. So it's not like they're not without their own coming up too, but the gravitas of this round cannot be stressed enough. Gentlemates need to get something cooking here. They've had a little bit of a drought of rounds now.
I wonder if this is going to be like a little fake A main pressure from Heretics, and then Mini-Boo's going to face the doors as a kind of surprise factor. Because usually you expect like the Jet with this kind of A main play. See if Mini-Boo goes for it. I mean, this is simple enough. Like, this could catch someone thinking, oh, they're pushing A main, maybe Jet's there, Jet probably be like even, yeah, maybe some layers there potentially.
You're already seeing the knife being used quite close to clear that space, just because maybe there is that worry that there was someone pushed up that little bit deeper, which would have been more than likely Mini-Boo. But without the tag on it, I mean, you can't read fully into it, obviously. They don't think he's there for now, but they're going for a 3-2 split. Still leaning towards A.
I like the simple approach, just using the win condition of the ults. More than happy with the score from Nits.
Yeah, little underhand flash. Ooh, did they see Woot here? I don't know if Woot got spotted on that. I'm still not certain.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think Woot actually could be a real threat to this. He absolutely is. Does he get any more? Oh, yeah, he does. Oh, he turns on a dime. Woot eviscerating 3 as they try and make it through to the site. They just didn't see him for a second, and that's all they needed. Mini could do no more. Heretics are in control.
As much as I highlighted the kind of Boo, Woot, maybe I wasn't the biggest fan of the Boo on the KO,
sure.
I do want to highlight the fact that Woot on the Astra, being able to make plays like that is big. I think people seem to have this idea that like you can only make these kind of plays on Omen, you can only be like an aggressive player on Omen. But I'd highlight a player like Cryocells in it who keeps playing Astra, and he's just holding down sites. You've got the stars next to you, pop them up, play around them. Like, if you're a mechanical player, Astra can work for you.
It gives you so many options, so many options, and you're right. I'm glad that you brought in one of those players from the other regions. Cryo is a fantastic example of it. Now, we're going to see the money now fall to pieces for Gentlemates. This is getting the uphill battle. You think it's going to be 6 rounds. Mini-Boo playing Peekaboo up towards B long. The confidence will start to mount here. Shot. Oh, he's quite quick, he is. Oh, and Click didn't get what he wanted. Oh, the flash is so nice. Yeah, Heretics. No access to these sites. No access anywhere to the half of the map that might even be a contest. Kadabra picking up the Elder Wand. I think it's going to do much for him.
That's the first time I've heard it called that. That's nice.
Thanks, man. I've been cooking that one up for years. I mean, it works with the name, you know what I mean? Thank you for complimenting my job. Yeah, absolutely. Any Harry Potter quotes, I will absolutely rinse. Don't you worry about it. Beyond that, though, this is where I worry for Gentlemates because we don't know what they're like in lost situations really either. Because this is the big test. It's all good and well when you're winning and your confidence is sky high. You've got, you know, everything is working. When the chips are down, that's when you get tested. Okay, show me what levels you can go to. Show me what players can activate. Show me how you do this. Now, doing that against Heretics is quite hard. They are a very good team, by all rights. Yeah, one bad map at the start, but since then, they'd lost 4 rounds in total. So, tough one.
Maybe something from the Apex game you could take away from maybe is that they were very ahead in the Haven and then things started crumbling a little bit.
Yes.
Maybe there is something there, but you know. Great pick from Miniboo. That kind of fearless aggression into middle, that's the kind of thing that when you're 6-1 up, it kind of gets unlocked.
You should run.
Okay, going for the lockdown on 8. And...
Unlucky.
NT?
That's unfair. That is a bit unfair. That was a bit unfair.
So when are we having that developer NT you played? Do you think that's a fair use of util, completely safe? Okay, that's not bad though. Zip, I'm going to get Miniboo at least. That's going to maybe quell the aggression. Boo might be a little bit too close on this. Yeah, he is. A little messy on that. Making mistakes here. So it leaves Rienz with an operator. Yeah, didn't think that one was... Oh. Okay. Rienz. We found a little cubby. We going to make a little play? Hello. I guess not. And a divide on a divide. Util close towards site. Gentlemen are playing close site as well. They're having to stand some of their ground here, finally falling away. Oh, this is going to get messy. How did Benji get Robbie? What is going on here? Kadabra has to invest his util now. Jump spot at least to go through. They now know that Benji's going to be back on this, surely. And there's no way they win this. The post-plant util there was just too good. Gentlemates get a second back.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the deciding kill was on Boo on the art there. It's a really difficult position to play, especially as the KO. And the kind of thing that like I'm going to highlight with a player like Boo, being the IGL, he's got to be thinking about a lot of things when he's on that defense. In that position, if you get caught at all, you're more than dead. So something to look out for maybe is something that Mates can abuse.
Nice! Okay, guys, let's go.
I would also say that Mates kind of played that post plant a little strange with the solo ult. They didn't have to use it, but Robbie BK had no intentions of getting to that site there, which is a little concerning, but at least they got it for the next rounds and hopefully use it as a win condition in the future.
Miniboo's been super dangerous. This time, not going to draw blood first.
I thought Boo was about to push all the way up B long by himself. In the
Yeah,
air, but
what are we up to, Boo? Sides against it.
it's very slow here. I like the methodical take a B. I do think this is something on Pro generally on the attack that we haven't seen enough of B long explorations in defaults.
It is only Mini getting attention here. It hasn't brought over a third man. You can still see Benji just like pivoting around, checking towards that split through, but it looks again like this A finish is coming. They're trying to be a little bit slippery, right? Trying to keep him guessing on it, but Miniboo's disrespecting the util. He's still ahead of it. They're not clearing this close corner, and Miniboo's confidence is sky high. He's holding guard with just the shorty. Cadaver on the other side is kind of screwed. He's got the spike, and they're grouping up for this. Cadaver could be absolutely backhanded here. Oh, that wasn't pretty. Oh my god, what's going on? What's going on? I'm confused, and I'm scared, and I think Zipan is as well. Is it? Are you sure? Is this one that we skip in the VOD review? Because I think it is.
No, I think we VOD review this one.
This one?
Yeah, we VOD review this one.
Do you think either of these teams will?
I hope not.
No, Zipan does get to live, but that got so messy. What are you meant to say at a sentence, Tiffany? You're in the timeout. Okay,
I'm trying to remember what even happened.
Okay, so right, you're back in the coaching booth. Yeah, you got that little orange jersey on.
Little orange one.
That's the one. I think it's kid size, half the price. Brilliant. Timeout's been called. Bam.
I called that one.
That's yeah.
me, yeah.
You're hitting the button. What are we saying?
Big red button.
That's it. What are you chatting about?
I'm going to talk about the fact that we are being a little bit too simple on some of these mid-rounds.
Okay.
I think that we saw the exploration towards B, but apparently that was a full fake is what they had in their head.
Yep.
Whereas I don't think that's a full fake. To me, like, Heretics are giving us enough of the map to work with. I know that there is danger from Miniboo, but as long as we kind of push Miniboo off, we have
You got room.
plenty of time to kind of do what we want on the map. We don't need to kind of stress out.
So you'd like them to re-explore a look towards that B side with a little bit more intent towards it.
If we're gonna, well, I would like us to take the map, not get picked by Miniboo.
That'd be
number
nice.
one,
Cool. Avoid Miniboo.
and then make a big call.
Okay.
But right now, it feels like, you know, that some of the mid rounds have been so far a fake towards B long with one player, which
Yep.
would work, and then a 4-man B connect to run through. So a few of these mid rounds haven't been.
Oh, because you didn't like the choke
Obviously,
pusher either. Yeah.
The solo KO, I mean, in all reality, it would be all around the KO solo shot, really. But in terms of a general adjustment, it depends on what limits Robbie BK has in his mid-rounding.
Because we don't really know that yet,
No.
right? We're still very new to this player. I think he's a bit of a fan favorite, and I get why. He's incredibly entertaining and a very talented player, but we do need to see that capability. Ooh, click. See ya. Just deleted. Yeah, we get to see that capability in these crunch situations, which aren't easy. It's where you really get your kind of bread and butter in. Now that's good from Zipan, keeping this round with a bit of potential. Rienz tries to turn away from the swing. Get out of here. The support system's there. You just don't get a fair fight.
Yeah, I think Heretics are doing a good job of not overcommitting onto this A site, playing far back. They've always got the numbers there because, as I said before, like all they're doing on this B side of the map is either leaving one player jet or a turret, and they're not being kind of pushed off. They're not having to respect the B side of the map at all. So good fundamentals from Heretics, but Mate's not doing enough to punish them in my opinion.
I just got so sad. There was like a shot of Rienz, and he looked what?
Why did we not throw any of our ults this round? We've done an A split. Where is our KO? Where is our
I've
solo?
got him to coaching mode. I'm so sorry. The criticisms are going to be skyrocketing. Toxic Mini is on the way. Here we go. Bring him back. What are we doing? Yeah, but we do have ults, and I'm quite surprised that in that situation, it felt like it could have been one to go for.
I thought they were going for the ult.
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah.
Not the case. And we do have ults on the other side. If we're going to mention one, I'll mention the other. What are Gentlemate's going to do here? Because, yeah, I just had some real flashbacks to seeing Rienz in tears on the stage in Korea.
What?
No, because he looked sad on the stage. It was like, obviously he's happy, but he looked a bit sad. And then I just got
Where's this come
flashbacks.
from?
He just looked
Where did
sad.
they too?
Yeah, I know, but he looked sad.
Okay,
He was very focused, you know? One of the other broadcasters is really excited about
Broadcast is very excited about this round.
and I can't tell you why.
No.
Are they seeing something I don't? Now, I don't know if you can hear it. We can. And oh god, Benji got spotted, right? Benji got checked. Okay, 2-for-1 trade site under, I want to say control, carefully. Plants in. Miniboo's on the way.
Spike planted.
He's
They
had
do
enough.
have the Astra and Teo ult combos used, but in a 3v4, when they don't have any control of the site at all, is probably a lot to ask.
It is. Smell this one. Here we go. Click. Nice. Takes away Miniboo. That should... I don't say that's enough. Wow, they went for it. That's got to be a miscall. That's a mistake here. And it's going to be punished. Robbie letting them know, but...
I'm going to call that a misclick. I'm going to call that one a
That
misclick.
has to be, right?
That's not...
That
yeah,
can't
that's not
be...
Good. I want to point out again, though, like on Fracture, when I was a bit critical of Heretics over the side, I feel like when we have a Teo ult and an Astra ult, we know that we can throw that Teo ult down, clear the full site, Astra ult up and retake.
Yeah.
Again, we see Heretics committing to a big hold on B. A team as good as Heretics, I want to see them use the win conditions of the round.
Play into those
Play
win
into
cons.
those ults a bit more. You don't have to meme it to the point where you're playing retake every single time you
No.
but like, show me it once, you know?
Look, we get to ask these harder questions of these teams, right? These are the teams we're sending forward to the big internationals. We get to ask a lot. Here we go. A little bit of a fight, a little bit of a biff, underhand flash, hello, and how's no one dead? How's everyone alive until then? Okay, it's Benji and Rienz and Boo, the ones to actually draw the blood on this, giving them at least this 3v2.
I love this idea, using the kind of Teo A main control to get the orb. Really nice idea. So something you don't see that often is that kind of use of A main for orb control.
Okay, will they expect Woot to still be around? They've got to be a Woot remaining. Bye-bye, Mini. Yeah, Woot has just controlled so much of this. We've been hyping this man up. Give me a round, Robbie. 1v3.
Initiated.
Oh, that's made it harder. Quick kill on Benji, perhaps? Perhaps not. 40 seconds, though. There is playtime here. These are the sort of rounds that can make you an absolute icon, but it is not easy at all.
I mean, he's making the correct decision, in my opinion, to instantly go to the other side. If you're ever with these in your ranked games, this is exactly how you play it. Don't mess around waiting too long. Don't overthink it. Just run to the other side every single time.
I can't believe I'm getting Mini ranked advice.
There is ranked advice going to come in sometimes.
Every now and then.
That's part of my casting personality, I've
Got
decided.
it. Perfect. I love that. One of the most decorated coaches, but will tell you how to play in your absolute dog water ranks. Here he is.
The fans are they're great Valorant players, I'm sure.
Okay. Okay. Robbie, get me back on track here. Robbie, let me focus on this game. Give me something to shout about. That's not bad. Take away Mini Boo. Get a little bit of a corner. Oh, he got so close. He got so close. Benji.
9-3, huh?
Oh, you're breaking my heart out here. We almost had it, but 9-3 Heretics are vastly in control. Gentlemates looking like they ran out of steam really here, hitting the brick wall that is Heretics. Remember, this team is one of the greats. We've sent them to those internationals. You can't doubt their capabilities. And I think we're getting a stark reminder today. So for Gentlemates, time to wake up. If they want a chance, it has to be now. Do not miss this second half. It is going to be lethal.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Well, it was 9-3 at the half, and it's an uphill struggle. I'm not going to lie to you folks at home. This one is going to really prove the value of if Gentlemates can really go toe-to-toe with the big boys, because Heretics have woken up, right? It felt like a sleeping giant at the start. They looked out of it on Abyss. It looked kind of sloppy, a little unprepared, and then Fracture happened, and now Pearls happened. Did Gentlemates get more than 3?
On Pro?
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, now?
Did they? Yeah, right now.
Said, did they get more?
Do they?
Oh, do they? Apologies.
No.
Yes. Okay.
I think so.
How many more? Don't know.
A bold assessment.
Yep. I really hit that one confidently, didn't I?
Yeah, you came in.
I didn't
hot
set
on that.
no fence it in at all.
That's ridiculous, by the way. Okay, but
Ring assistant, why mates are exploring middle so heavy here. I thought they'd kind of usually you'd see them go back into the A hole. I don't hate them playing retake A, but a bold 3-9 down kind of decision. Maybe Heretic's gonna go deeper here. I like this plan, very open for a deeper kind of push.
Okay. Let's see what this retake has got. Getting it started now, but Heretics want a little bit of the action themselves playing towards CT. They're going to find Kadavra, but they're going to try and pick up the pace on this. Kadavra's already taken away Minibu. That's a man up to the good here. Rien's he's so blind, and this is a messy fight. So scrappy towards Pit. A 4v2, and hey, they knew what they were doing. Benji's been an absolute monster so far, but this would take a lot. And the shots ain't going to be landing this time. Gentlemates do get more than 3.
Yeah, I like the confidence to play for the full retake A there. Like I keep saying, like the retaking this side is nowhere near as hard as retaking the other side, so...
But it feels difficult.
Feels difficult?
Yeah.
Felt pretty easy there.
Right, so I'm Gentlemates, am I? We've played ranked together, Minnie. We both know that's not true. You've forgotten about me already.
Yeah, sorry. But I did also like Heretics adjust, like that plant. I don't think I've seen that plant before. Kind of like open for our A main and for the dugout hit. So I thought that was going to be the kind of round win off of that plant, but Mates with a good flood.
See, got just pistols, so click. Doing what his name says.
This is one thing I'll highlight. I know it's just the eco and we wouldn't use a drone anyway, but this is a kind of win condition for Mates against this comp. Heretics don't have the Sova drone. They got the funny one, but they don't have the same vision down B long. So click could farm B long if Heretics' game plan involves B at all. I'd imagine it doesn't though. I'd imagine with this composition we're looking more towards middle and A. Yeah,
it does remove some of the options. Or it doesn't remove them, I guess, but I like to see how they get around it. Right? It's just, what's the plan now?
It'll be interesting if Mates read into that and adjust accordingly in the game. Like during that half, did the coach say, look, they got no drone, we can get away with murder? Like,
we get to find the answer, hopefully, right? As we're going to see probably 5 alive here for Gentlemates. Robbie making sure they're dead. In zone, flawless. So the 3 Bulldogs, the Outlaw, and well, Sheriff for Mini going to be carried on in. And yeah, I guess that's something we'll touch back on. Is does that become an issue that they, for Heretics, they can't take that B side as comfortably? So we actually might get to see it now.
Maybe the answer for it that is a bit different.
Well, this will be the test of what they have in mind, right? 'Cause we can see them lining up over there.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of conditioning towards A with that AO knife potentially. And then a walk out towards B.
Okay.
Yeah, just Killjoy on that side of the map for Mates.
Speaking of walkouts. Yeah. Gentlemate's already kind of pushing up towards that divider in middle. Oh, this could be timing hell or heaven. Benji now knows there was someone around, but the turret gets taken away. But you can see the progress here. So Rien's sending him down. Doesn't get much of a reward, so it does feel like you're walking in a little blind on this.
Yeah, Mates have read it wrong. They've kind of grouped up towards the A side of the map. It's going to have to be a massive hold here from Zipan and Mini.
I wonder where those salvos we're going to head towards as well. What's the priority to clear? Plenty of options. Okay, towards back site. KO's util going to go in as well, try and hinder the approach, but the dash is there and Mini going to try and slip through towards the back. Zipan going to get one, but tries to maybe find some safety in the smoke, but there's so many players nearby. Mini, okay, come on. That's so lucky. But does he know about the player who's already crept through? Benji? He's whiffing it. Gentlemates, where the hell did that just come from? They make it back around. I can't believe they got away with that.
That was all back off of that really awkward smoke I believe Kadavra put down. Just right side of the... You can see the ping here from Heretics. Heretics immediately pinging the exact spot in which the smoke has come out from. Like, they know that is a problem for those that are around. They're going to have a problem. So Mini's stayed alive for so long there.
Yeah.
Here it is. You know something's frustrating when you see a team ping
instantly
exactly there. That's where that smoke was. Someone said, how have we lost that round? And someone's gone, there. That's where we've lost it.
That one bloody smoke. So Sheriff's now coming out. Okay. 6 rounds. I'm getting more lively now. We're off to the races, as they say. So Sheriff's classics. Any ults? None. Yeah, none to be looked at yet. Zipan's pretty close to his. I guess Click not too far. Couple on the horizon, but nothing to really write home about just yet. As once again, I guess Heretics going, we're going to go back towards B, guys. Let's run it again.
Yeah, with the addition of Benji being that second layer through the B link, but the alarm bot should be Enough good re-clear out for the drone. Catches Benji. Here he is.
Here he is. Mini, the one towards that back of B. Still holding space here, and they've got an extra body. Last time it was only the two of them holding that B side.
The carry knife was really beautiful from Boo last time as well. It caught everyone, it still wasn't enough.
They rinse and they repeat. Is it going to be enough again? Once again, we're going to see Mini posted towards the back of the side, but they didn't expect maybe the adjusted dash. Suddenly, Mini Boo's up towards heaven. Robbie has to fly in, get two for himself, but they don't have the numbers this time. Mini Boo, that's one bullet. I know you're good, but man, there we go. Hits the reload on it. Click coming closer. Kadavra's still around. Trying to find the player towards the back of the site. Oh, that's big. Nice from Click. Gonna get that rifle upgrade, and they don't know about this one just yet. Mini Boo's got his own Vandal as well. Click. Oh, they line up. Gentlemates keep moving forward. It may not be perfect, it may not be flawless, but you take them when you get them, and that's 7 rounds.
Yeah, the post plant there, I'm surprised by such a safe plant. Like, maybe I didn't see it, but I feel like if we're getting open plants there, I think that's an instant win.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Like, they had Rians was alive as a Teo. If we have an open plant, we can fight with it and then use our salvos, but we had to be in an awkward position there where we're kind of fighting next to the spike. Quite honestly, I think that mates are going to love the fact that Mini on that site is having to do so much. He's getting KO knifed as a Killjoy in like a kind of obvious spot. Like, when you're in that position, you're thinking, thank God my team's like bailing me out here. It's not his fault, like he's on the weak side against a BX.
It's incredibly hard to hold. It's incredibly hard to hold. But at this point, they forced Heretics into a timeout.
Yep.
You know, it's got them a little bit nervous, a little bit sweaty. Whatever's been happening, they don't like it.
So this is the rhythm thing I was talking about last time. The rhythm from Heretics is to kind of go towards that B side a few times now. And you would expect now them to go away from that and mates to adjust too. But then the mind games come in. So if one team doesn't, then I'll point it out. But yeah, that's the kind of layering that you kind of see from the coaches. Yeah. At the highest level, you're going to see them play like double fakes and stuff. But in this kind of game, I feel like just the move away from the B side of the map for both teams is probably likely.
Already seeing a couple of adjustments. So a little ahead of you, obviously. We get to see in game the whole time. And yeah, we are doing a little bit of a switch off for Heretics. They do have Rien's ult as well. One off from Mini Boo. 2 away from Boo's.
Teo ult being online is big. I want to see something juicy with this Teo ult.
Something for us here. So Click is going to go walking through art and take maybe a little bit of a look down middle. So early control towards that A side. Something you were liking earlier as well. Gives you that freedom to push up. He goes, setting up Mini Boo to comfortably clear this. Spots nothing. So that's an ult orb there if they don't decide to get it on Mini Boo, actually.
Yeah, they'll probably leave it for KO. I think in this instance, I would leave it for KO. It's a much more important ult in this kind of round if we end up getting it.
The awareness from Benji. That man knows his angles. Takes out Click. Big info taken away, and they don't really get much of a read for it. They've heard presence now on both sides of the map. They don't quite know what's going on here.
Interesting that Robbie didn't just try and shoot that, considering he's alone. You want to make it feel like there's more pressure there, but it's all going to be fine. Mates stay on the three on the A side of the map.
It's a really bold call to go for this, leaving just one player after that level of pressure.
We see the pings coming in. Reigns is probably going to ult the pit now. It's going to be a big fight for this front side.
So you're looking at who's at the front of this. Okay, Kadavra is the gatekeeper to this. Zipan just behind. There's the ult. You are locked in. You are forced forward. Ah, he just whiffs it in the end. Mini, though, the next string on the bow does beautifully. 2 big kills, but then Heretics push further forward. We know where Robbie was pretty far away, but he's got here fast. But they're aware. They've got Rien's on the case. Heretics fighting back.
Yeah, mates really needed some kind of individual just brilliance and probably a little bit of luck there. You saw Woot do it on the other half, front A. It felt like Heretics a bit more aware. But yeah, that angle, the kill Benji got. I don't understand how he knows.
He is a knower.
The knower.
Nice! Let's go!
Huge round for them there as well.
Yeah, same thing again from Heretics. Just using the knife and the tail salvos will probably take a main. Not using the salvos this time, interesting.
Wait a little bit longer.
Locating target.
Oh, okay, so drone instead.
I think they were more worried that they were pushed up in front of the salvo positioning,
Taking that
and that
back.
the salvos would end up doing nothing. Just confirming it with the drone. And this is the kind of stuff that Click is going to get away with now, with this adjustment away from the B side of the map for Heretics. So a good read from mids.
This feels like a similar setup, I guess, off of the back of contact. They can always pop flash and do what have you, but for now, though, Aldrone going to be sent through. Just spots Benji again. Doesn't really tell them too much here.
They don't need too much information. Click has got more than enough at this B long
True.
to just keep the 3 towards A.
Bomb grenade out.
They've got to be cautious. Gee, oh, that's that. Look at the gap on the map here. Now, obviously, Heretics don't know a thing about it, but it puts you under pressure. Gentlemate's now in a predicament. Do they stick to this? It looks like they do. Absolutely, they do. And Zipan, the one at the back of the site here, gonna have to try and hold his own somehow. Miniboo trying to navigate through the smokes, the layers, and he finds a player. Kadavra goes. Zipan did draw blood, though, and managed to at least keep that close enough by, but they're losing out in numbers now, and they fall away. Look at the spike.
Rotation here.
Big call being made.
All
Not sure.
down from Benji's kill earlier, I think.
That one opportunity, finding Mini there, just as you see where Woot's heading through, is just stunning.
10 seconds
It's
left.
dreamy. And it's a bold call to go for that. Miniboo catching the rotation as well. This is dream stuff. You don't get that sort of thing often. So Zipan and Click, do you even go for this one? Really, do you let the 11th happen? Maybe if Click gets a quick kill? But no one's going to be giving you a fair fight. Oh, he's invested the ult too. Yeah, go for it, I guess. Make something out of nothing, but a 1-for-1 trade is not good enough. Zipan, legendary player, but we've got players right, left, down on long. I think he knows it when he sees it. That's not going to be winnable.
No, tough spot for mates now with the economy and the state it was. Really, they needed that ult to go into the next round, to be honest with you.
Oh, this is tough for Gentlemates.
They set themselves up so nicely with the kind of the push down B long, setting up the jet. I think that Mini felt he had to kind of duel Benji a little bit more to push him away from that B link. He didn't want any pressure coming down that B link behind Click on the B side. But ultimately costing him his life is a little bit too much of an investment.
Yeah.
A little bit concerning as well that they have 3 still on that A site. What didn't go as cleanly as it should if you're going to have 3 committed there.
Okay, so what's the buy as well? Because Gentlemates' money is in that really weird spot. We've still got a little bit of cash, obviously, but not much. Couple of ults as well.
I think they just have to buy.
You got to, right? You can't let it get to 12 at 12-7.
They're going for the half.
And it's
They'll
for
be able to buy
players.
quite well next.
Okay. The issue is, though, they're going towards... Well, I mean, it depends which side. The benefit for Heretics is they're going towards the right side here. They've made the right...
They're one step ahead again. Mates have adjusted and tried to punish the A main, and Heretics aren't there this time. So it feels like luck on some level, but these are the kind of little things in the back of Boo's mind that I'm sure he's aware of.
It's a great call here. And they're trying to get rotations in, but you can feel this is already feeling uphill, difficult, tricky. And Miniboo hungry as well. Pounces, but it's Zipan. He's found 2 there. Dealt with eventually, but Robbie takes him down. They're making a fight out of this. They're not going to lose just yet. They're trying to hold on to it now. Robbie, Kadavra, and Click. Woot's going to find one, though, lingering through that connector.
I expect Click on the flank here, though.
Might not. Oh, Benji! That could be game in that moment. That could be 12. But Robbie has to respect the ult. He wasn't able to secure a weapon either.
The plant's good enough to play off-site. This is going to be,
Really?
I don't want to say impossible, but very, very difficult for Robbie now.
I mean, can he at least get a gun?
That is step 1.
We start there. We'll start with, is there a weapon down? There's got to be one. Yeah, there's plenty. Okay, cool. Weapon picked up. But then a post-plant, you've got Woot, you've got Benji, you've got to try and make it happen for yourself. And Robbie calling up his own number. Woot just toys with him. Benji the one to deal the final blow. It's 12 now for Heretics, just 1 round away.
Yeah, Heretics making a great call towards the B side of the map. Mates did a really good job considering their economy situation to flood in and get some of those kills. But ultimately, Woot was the linchpin towards his B link, as we can see here.
Yeah, just tilted those scales, didn't it? Just that little bit. Benji even finding that on towards Click was huge.
Yeah, I'm kind of
3.
I'm kind of shagging him on mid.
Oh. Do you feel that someone who was meant to mute that didn't understand what that word meant?
I think someone not native to England.
Look, Benji, top shagger, apparently.
Yep.
So. That's great. He does now, you know what I mean? Anyone who's not English do enjoy finding out what that means. However, Click gonna at least trade out the earlier kill that Woot got trying to buy for this control over towards A, and they're throwing everything into it. Kitchen Sink's coming out next. Robbie trying to post this one down. Doesn't get what he needs. Controls the space a bit, but already look at where Benji's slipping off to. Oh, he's ahead of where they expect as well. Oh, it's messy, but he's won it again. Takes away Click. I thought he almost had that one. Robbie now filling the gap here, but he's got pressure coming again. Boo! Beautiful from Robbie. Holding on here. Gentlemate's not going to let this one slip this round unless Woot decides to go nuclear, not to be 12-8.
A beautiful recovery from Mates, but I do want to highlight the fact that this happened in the Apex game too. They had a good read that A main was going to be where the team was going to default. In the Apex game, they tried to punish that A main, and here they tried to punish it again. And the initial punish was not really successful again. So something that Mates need to look into is how do we deal with teams that are just going A main everywhere? Can we even punish it with this comp? But this comp isn't exactly the best at punishing that kind of idea, in my opinion.
Let's go. Come on.
So they might need to look at different angles in the future.
Something to work on for sure. 12-8. How many more rounds can they give us here? Robbie. Waiting as long as he can.
Mates are on a very far away rotate, sorry.
Yeah, he knows what he's got to do is fall the hell away here. I mean, does he even try and stick around for a quick pick? We've been seeing the Miniboon's been pathing up towards heaven after those salvos. This time towards the back of the site, so a little bit of a different pathing. But Gentlemate's having to respect it at least for now. This is not something they can particularly fight, but at least they've got the rotations in.
The difference here is this open plan, in my opinion. All the players on the site need to do is delay long enough. Hopefully you see Rien's pull back. He's got the salvo that's going to come back online. I think this is a mistake to play this aggressively, but never mind. He's ahead of me. Rien's is smarter. He knows he needs a down site against this Astro.
As the Astro coming in, Rien's, yeah, that's why he's ahead. Disproving Mini, kill by kill. What do you know about Rien's? Plays it off so cool in the end, Heretics. We were worried for a second. Worried on map 1. What were we worried about? 13-8, they close out with confidence.
Great recovery from Heretics there. That's the Heretics in the map 2 and 3 you'd expect to see in map 1 and 2.
Yeah, this has been, I think map 1 got us worried. You know, map 1, any scoreline like that is going to make you worry. And the team that put them there, Gentlemates, a very respectable performance here. It takes a lot to push someone like Heretics. Map 1 was fantastic from them. Map 2 and 3, you got a little bit closer, but it's got them so much more tape to go through, Mini. Looking back now, they've got so much to learn, but for Heretics, they've got to be happy with this debut now, especially in map 2 and 3.
Yeah, I think going back to Mates just quickly, I think that this is the first time they played a team of this caliber.
Yes.
So it's very different in practice, win in practice, but at this level, having this kind of footage is going to be good for them. And as for Heretics, yeah, I think that a slight blip in their map pool potentially.
Yeah.
But overall, they're still Heretics.
And Heretics being as kind as they can. Don't want to be getting too close to the other teams there, being respectable in that one, but all love between the guys. But give it up for Heretics. They did so well in the end. The resilience to come back in on map 2 and map 3. Map 1, hey, let's look at those vetoes in the future, but the others look solid as a rock. Exciting to see them back here. Did they live up to your expectations? Just quickly, yay or nay?
They got a bit of work to do.
Okay.
But they're still good.
All right, we'll leave it at that one. We do have the post plant coming up next. Yinzu and Kakuka will be standing by.
Famous last words there from Mini. Welcome to Post Plant, the first one of this week. We will be joined by Coach Neil Zenio in just a moment, but for now it's me and Kakuka here. Do you agree what Mini said there? They still have a lot to work on, but they look good.
Absolutely not. I hate when Mini does this lukewarm takes. Like, you cannot spend half of a map speaking about how bad something that a team is doing and just being like, oh, they're so good, they just need more time. Come on.
You're calling him out.
Yeah, I'm calling him out because he's full of...
I think he's jealous that he never got an extra week to prep. He's kind of like... He doesn't know what that feels like.
He suffered from success for too long, and now he's just looking at everybody else being like, Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I think that at the end of the day, he literally gets that point where he's lost also, and he knows what it is to...
We're just flaming Mini.
Yes.
Oh, no, not Gentlemate's Mini. Gentlemate's
Yeah.
Mini is perfect.
Yes, exactly.
He should keep doing what he's doing.
Yeah, I think he should go back on the Euro. I think that I want to see more of that next week. I think that they're going to learn a lot from this loss, the way that Team Heretics was able to turn around after what we saw on that first map. We will, of course, ask Neil about it now because I want to check the compositions and what they think about everything. But also, not every team will be able to do what Team Heretics has done, as in have a mental reset after that first one. It was their map pick, maybe somewhere we were not comfortable or didn't expect, and still have the performances like night and day for Miniboo, for example, and other players.
Also, Gentlemates versus Coinex. That's a spicy, very spicy. And speaking of spice,
welcome.
The man that has none of it. I'm kidding. It is Neil Senior. Hello, Neil. Love the new kit.
Yeah.
Is it comfortable?
Oh, extremely comfortable.
Is it
Yeah?
as comfortable as it looks?
Yeah, so comfortable.
You guys kind of went from like, the white kit into the black kit, and on the desk we're kind of having this conversation of, are you in your villain arc? Is that how it feels?
No, I think the white
Are you
one
in
was
your
just-
reputation arrow?
Nah, the white one was just for champs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're still the lovable underdogs.
Yeah.
You know.
So in Paris, when you get to Paris, you'll get the white kit. You'll wear
No, when people go something different color,
Pink.
something maybe blue, French.
Oh, smart. That is so smart. And speaking of something different, we're just gonna rip the band-aid off and hit you on the head with it. Boo, Voot, controller, initiator, swap. Why not? Break it down for us.
Basically, it just comes down to the maps. Any maps that require lineups, Mr. Woot, not a big fan. So yeah, we tried, but even if it's KO like Sunset, you can do it. There's not too many lineups, but maps that require some lineups, he's not the biggest fan. So, and he loves smokes, so that's pretty much.
Okay,
what it is.
so next on, we saw a couple of Tejos from you today. What is the decision through, not choosing one player to be like the Tejo player? We assume that they haven't had most of, all the time in the world to prepare it. What's the decision behind having Rians and Wood swapping around?
I think like with our team, we've always wanted to have like a dynamic team. So I don't want to lock someone to agents. Like Rians loves it, Woot loves it, so they'll both play it on some maps.
Oh, so you get to let them play both?
Yeah, pretty much. If they want to play it.
Is it just them two? Does some
so
of
far,
the others have a go?
But who knows? Like maybe we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. The only one that I was saying that I don't want to see is Benji, because I feel like then someone else has to pick up what Benji does, and he's so good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But speaking about Benji, what about the Vice? Do you think it's something
We're gonna see.
or what do you think about the agent in general? Because maybe you had an idea, and after seeing some things, you've changed your mind?
I think it's decent. I'm not a huge fan, to be honest. I think it needs a bit more cooking for me to be like a huge fan. But I know a lot of different regions are using it, and maybe that comes back to bite us because every single team's using it. But it's not like we haven't used it. We used it in off-season. It just doesn't suit the way we want to play right now. But who knows? Like maybe we can add it in.
I love that you mentioned the off-season, because obviously you're the only team that hasn't made any changes. Of course, I assume that the off-season from last year into this one has been very different. What do you think? What do you think has been the thing that you've been focusing the most on for this time off?
Oh, a side note too. Did you get a rest?
Yes, a big
Oh,
rest.
okay,
Yeah,
that's
that's
big
good.
rest.
That's good.
That was honestly all we focused on was just resting, and try not to get we went through the whole last year not getting sick, and I don't know what's happened, but like off season we got sick, and then the boys are like dying right now. We have only had 2 scrim days since we've been here since January 3rd. Like it's been that bad. We all got bacterial bronchitis, so
Oh
That's
my
very
it's been
specific.
pretty bad.
Well,
yeah.
good thing is that now you have a week off thanks to
I know,
your
like
win.
that's what we're saying pretty much. Like get through the first game. Like we didn't. I'm not gonna lie, we didn't even play this. We didn't even get a chance to play it. So
Oh, that was the first time you played
that's
it?
the first time we played that comp
Okay.
in
So
the official, and it's just bad prep. But we prepped as much as we could with how many practices we had. But that's why it was so shambolic. So
I mean,
all
that's almost like an easy way to get over, right? It's an easy fix. You just need to play it more.
yeah,
that's
we
it.
just played fundamentally bad, which I was really upset about. Even though like we haven't played the comp, it's still not an excuse for bad fundamentals. So yeah, that was disappointing, but it's easy to get over, and we played really well on Fracture and Pearl,
Yeah.
which we were prepared on. So
understatement, I feel like. But if we take a look at the bracket, we kind of wanted to get your thoughts on some of the other shenanigans that are happening, because obviously, as you will know, BBL, they are just smashing through this bracket right now. And even Gentlemates, I think a lot of people are excited about them, so I'll start with those teams first. What did you make of Gentlemates, I guess, now you played against them? Is the hype real? Should we be excited about their potential?
Yeah, for sure. I think even though we're not at 100%, we're not anywhere near it, but at the same time, you can destroy our team even with lack of prep without being good. Like, they gave us a hard game, and even Fracture and Pearl, scoreboard might not have looked as close, but there was some really close rounds there. So I think they're a very good team. They've got really nice vibes. It kind of reminds me of us last year.
Oh.
And I kind of said that to the boys, like, after the first map, like, they are us of last year, and right now they want it more. So go out and show us, like, show me, show Weber that you still want it, you know, because I felt like after the first map, they wanted it more. They were hungry. They're talented guys, really good coaching staff. Like, they are the real deal for sure.
What about BBL?
Yeah, BBL were pretty similar. Like, I think they had pretty rough off season, like what we did at the start, and then they've started showing their potential. Again, really good players. Their duelists are insane, like Loon and Sociable. So again, I think it's hard that they've got a stand-in, but I'm not surprised because we did it last year, and you know, like,
You're the king of that, yeah.
they can do it as well. They're a dangerous team. As you don't beat Fnatic by not being dangerous. It's not a fluke. You know?
What do you think, or who do you think could be like the dark horse or the biggest surprise? Not only in Kickoff, because you know this is already going on, but who do you think throughout the year is going to surprise us more than you?
That's hard though, right? It's so hard to be the team that you are at this event and be the team you are at stage 2.
Yeah, it's difficult, but I think there's so many teams now in EMEA that are just so good. Like, if you're not on your game, you will lose. I think Giants could be way better than what they showed, honestly. I think Giants are good. They absolutely stomped us in scrims. On
Well, the one of 2 days.
Yeah, like it was honestly destroyed.
Was it on Abyss?
Destruction. It was not actually. It was on Pearl, but we got destroyed. So yeah, I don't know. Like, Giants, I think have got more to show. Gentlemates, I think, are going to grow. I actually think Liquid as well. Like, they have good vibes. They could grow throughout the season. There's so many new teams that I think could do well. So
It's kind of giving me the same vibes as last year, right? Because last year, this time we had like you guys, we had KC, and no one really knew what was going on. They were like upsets all over the shop. Yeah. What about KC? What do you think?
I think
about
KC are also really strong. Like, great coaching staff, great players.
What do you think about their comps in specific? You know, the Deadlock, the Harbor.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Harbor again, but it's just because
They got Sadak, you know.
Yeah.
yeah, like, if you've got someone that can play Harbor, then play it, you know. But not many people can play it, so.
It's like an EU thing, I feel like. We
Yeah.
never really like Harbor. None of us.
I mean,
touch
we
it.
had Bull and Harbor, and like, I think in the Mixwell team, and some of the stuff I saw, man, like, I've basically banned him from playing it. So
Yeah, but he knows his lineups.
wait.
He knows his
What
He knows his
about-
lineup, yeah.
What if, okay, KC find a comp that is like impossible to deal with? Like, the util is perfect, like it's just too much. What if they like crack the code
So
with
like
Harbor?
they did last year.
Would you consider it?
Yeah.
no, I don't think.
So
I
real
think
for that.
there's quite a few people in our team that can play Harbor, but I think if it gets another slight buff, maybe. I just think it's so dependent on. There's so many factors. Like, if you do your wall like an inch too much to the left or the right, you give
There's
your
a gap.
opponent a one way, and it can.
Life on hard mode.
Yeah, I think it can help
Yeah.
the other team. But it's a good agent, and I really like how they're using like Vice and Harbor as well. So there's some really cool stuff there.
I hope you get to play against them. Like the
Yeah, I'd
Sadak
like
of
to.
Harbor, I feel like it's different,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
That's a different level. And speaking of, so I wanted to put you through it a little bit. Apologies in advance. I'm gonna ask you to give me your 5 to 1. So like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the category is gonna be 5 players that are not on your team. And if you have to make a brand new team, you know, some random ore comes, they give you the bag, they go nil, build us another team, but you cannot choose your boys.
No
want you
age
to-
limit.
Yeah, and I want you to choose the current players in the VCT EMEA right now. 5th being, you know, you take them, and 1 being the player that you would take. You know, that is your number 1 priority.
Okay, that's quite good actually.
Oh, thank you.
It can be anyone, just not on our team.
Yeah, just anyone in VCT EMEA right now in the league, just nobody on Heretics.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll start with 5.
5 would probably be Loon,
Ooh.
I think, as like Julius. I really like him. I think he's
Yeah.
very good. 4 would be Kiko.
Ooh.
I really like Kiko. I think he's got a good attitude. We trialed him as well. Amazing. Patty, I'd have to put for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you
That's a
cheat! That's
same
a cheat!
I mean,
He's
I'm not
such
allowed
a
to use
cheat.
Patty.
You're allowed. Of course
I'm
you're
allowed to use
allowed to.
Patty?
Of
Okay.
course you're allowed to. So loyal.
Yeah, I'd take Patty. Need an IGL. I'm going for like good vibes. I'll take Bolster.
2?
I'd take Bolster for good vibes, yeah. Number
Inflated.
1. Damn, it's quite hard.
Number 1 should be the one that you want the most.
Yeah.
Like if you could yak one player
Yeah.
to be your 6th, just to have him there, just so
Yes.
he's not playing in the rest.
Okay, safe. I know the team doesn't really make any difference, but it doesn't make sense because you've got like 2 potential zeros, but I'd take safe.
Well,
That's
yeah,
a
you should tell that to
spicy
Vitality.
team.
Yeah.
No, that's actually a spicy team.
Yes.
So Loon, Kiko, Patty, Boaster safe.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
2026. You'll see.
Yeah,
Make that
that's a
work.
team
Neil,
of yappers.
Neil and Weber coaching.
Yeah.
That's just it's a team of yappers and Kiko.
Yeah.
It's like Kiko's gonna suffer.
Yeah.
It's okay, he'll be smoking.
Yeah, what you don't know
Smoking
is
everywhere.
we're going to give that tier list to our guests on post-spawn tomorrow without any context, and they're not going to know the category. They're just going to see the 5 players. They're going to have an absolute meltdown, I think, trying to guess what you had to what you had to tier list there.
I feel that they're gonna be like, because there's very heavy shooters, no shade, and then Boaster, and they're gonna be like, oh.
Yeah, why is he
Oh.
doing
You need to have good vibes on the IGL, you know?
That's true.
Yeah, yeah,
that
of
is
course.
very true. Thank you, Neil, for joining us,
worries, thank you for
for
having
giving
me.
us all the insight. Have a good rest. We'll see
Yep.
you here next time. Thank you, Kakuka, as well. You don't get a rest. You're back here tomorrow.
Yes.
We're here every day. And yeah, we will be back tomorrow with Elimination Day. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be sad. There's going to be tears, but it's going to be very exciting. So make sure you guys have a very good rest and come back and join us tomorrow. We'll see you then.
It's time to kick this one off. Foot versus Team Liquid. That clock was ticking, but not for Mr. Fallen. 13-7 on map number 1. A great debut from the Turkish squad. Now the captain needs them both, and he'll find them. Another Red Bull clutch. 9 on the board for Foot. Perhaps it could be the halftime curse. And a captain could clean up this round by himself. Out, Patatek in for the swing, and that shuts it. And a captain puts him to bed. And with time on the clock, it's 13-6.
It's time for the return of Los Niños taking on Gentlemen's today. Let's bring out Team Heretics onto stage.
And it's a flawless run thus far from Gentlemates. Not something I expected to be saying. They found you, Wu! You can't run and you can't hide! Gentlemates look like the real deal here.
Let's go!
13-4. Outstanding scoreline and a surprise to most of us.
I've got more kills than last time! Let's go!
This is a different look from Heretics. These guys look sharp on this map. Miniboo gets this one done at 13-3. Final map between these two. 2 very one-sided maps to begin.
Hey! Oh my god, I'm the GOAT!
That's all they needed. Mini could do no more. Heretics are in control. Gentlemates looking like they ran out of steam really here. Oh, Benji! That could be game. What do you know about Riens? What were we worried about? 13-8, they close out with confidence.